Okay, welcome back, guys. It's your boy Graphy. So right now, based on our training, I think we can all learn from this logo. Let's assume someone is into accessory logo. So I mean accessory stuff, and you are asked to design a logo for that particular business. And the brand name was given to you as a Lally Mat, and it is someone into a mat stuff. So how can you come up with a kind of a design that will captivate and spell out what the person is actually selling? So take it for instance, the person is into Lally. It's a, let's say the person for instance say my brand name is Lally Smart. I mean Lally Mat. So which means I want to create the logo. I don't want to stress myself. I don't want to put any picture of what the person is selling. I don't want to put it in the logo. So instead of that, I just want to put L and M into that particular design for me to be able to design something amazing. So therefore, how can I come up with that? So first of all, I will go into the text area and I will type letter M. Then I will look for a perfect logo that could be straight, longer, and they give me exactly what I wanted. So I'm thinking of going with Go Bold font. So when I go with that, I will look for the thick and presentable one. So I don't want something of, so this can work. Okay, so instead of that, let's check for the burger logo. So if I check for burger can't give me what I wanted. So what about if I try to check let me try outfit logo. So outfit logo could be able to give me exactly what I wanted. Okay, so let's try this. So increasing the size to some extent, and when you increase the size, we need to modify this to make sure that it actually work. So how do I achieve that? So what I will do is to position it to the center at initial stage, then just helping it, and instead of me dragging myself in doing that, I will just copy this. So once I copy it, then the next thing I'm going to do is to tap letter I. So once I type letter I, so I will position that here. Then I will go to the color, change the color to this for me to be able to see clearly that it's properly placed. Okay, so once I'm properly placing it, I will go to the second aspect. Then I will properly place this as well. Then I will now go to the grid here. I mean the grid. I will use this as the kind of demarcation. It must not exceed one another. Okay, so when I use that as a kind of a demarcation, I will stretch this until when it reach the line. So now think I'm in the right stuff. So when you look at the both of the two, they are on the track. Okay, perfect. So after that has been done, I can have an authority to position this to the center, then do the same thing to this, position it to the center as well. Okay, so once I'm able to achieve this, I have to check clearly to make sure that they are at the center. Okay, perfect. So look at this, they are at the center as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is to go to the text like this and then go to this shape. So I will use this shape to make the mouth to be sharp. So I will position it like this and then have it here. So when you look at it, it actually gives me exactly what I wanted. So I can drag it out a little bit and stretch this in. So I'll be able to have exactly what I wanted. So once that I have this, then the rest will be very simple. I just need to sharp the mouth. So I will go and merge everything together. After that has been done, I will change the color. Okay, so after changing the color, I will go to the text area, I mean to the shape. Then I will adjust this. After the adjustment, it will be very easy to do the rest. Okay, fine. just crop it like this. So it's not necessary for it to be sharp. Just position it to this corner. So we're going to do the same thing. Position this by turning it like this. So we're going to position it to this corner as well. Okay, perfect. After that, you can merge everything together. So after merging it, then we go to the erase color and we erase it. It will give us exactly like this. So after you're able to do that, then the next thing you want to do is to go to the bezier. So when you go to bezier, click on the middle one, which is the bezier mode. Then you are going to adjust it like this. After the adjustment, you position and put the 2 key at this particular juncture. After you are able to uh, after you are able to concentrate on forming this particular shape, uh, like a handbag, okay, that is what we're trying to do. You must make sure that it form exactly what you wanted. Then you scroll down. This thing that you see as a line is a stroke, so increase the stroke to some point to make sure it actually work. So once you are able to do that, don't make it to be too long, okay. So instead you can just choke it to make sure that it form around this, okay, and don't make it to be too small for it to be able to form exactly what you actually wanted. So once you are able to achieve that, forming the handbag, it will be very cool. So I'm able to forming this, then I will go to this place and reduce it a little bit. So after that has been done, I can now click OK, drag it down a little bit, go to the color, change the color as well, okay, to exactly what you actually wanted. So take it for instance, I'm giving it this color. I will make sure that it somehow bold a little bit. After that has been done, I will go down, giving it the same color for it to be able to blend in. So once I'm able to achieve this, and when you look at it, it actually give me exactly what I wanted. If you want to add more, you can edit this by going here and make it to be 30. Then you are good to go and you are having exactly what you wanted. So once you are able to achieve this, there is something I want you to do. If I can be able to add a kind of ingredient to this to make it work, so I'll be able to achieve and have it to make it more thicker. So once I'm able to have achieved this, then the next thing I'm going to do after this has been achieved is to save the two. So perfect. So once this has been done, then the next thing I want you to do is that when you look at the bottom, something is not right. I don't know what is actually wrong with this, but what I need to do is to just sharp ask a sharp guy, okay, that are so observant. So I've already detected that. To avoid that, when I want to mock up, I need to just erase any particle that might be showing or that might serve as an hindrance for me to be able to achieve what I want to do. So you might be looking at what am I erasing. So anyway, nothing was obvious and nothing was physical here, but I can see it spiritual. Don't mind me. What I mean by spiritual is that I'm too observant and I'm checking any line that can surface that can make the stuff not to work. So after I'm able to do this, I need to draw L. How am I going to do that? This is M anyway. How am I going to draw N? It's very simple. We are going to cut out a shape like this. When you cut out a shape, you are going to learn how to use a mask like a pro now. So after you cut out this mask, we need two lines. So we need this line, I need this as well. So after you're able to do this one will form this letter L of a thing. So I need to drag this towards this particular aspect, draw this here, draw this here. Okay, perfect. So after I'm able to do this, I have to have another line that will form letter L to this, but everything must be in straight line. After I'm able to do this, I have to curve this a little bit. So It means I have to curve this a little bit for me to be able to achieve this. So after curving it, I have this being straight. Okay, perfect. Then the next thing I need to do is to enable. After the enable it, I will go to double. I will copy it. After the duplication, I have to form it to make sure that it actually form whatever I want to form. After that has been done, then it require me to set it up very well for me to be able to achieve. For you to set the second aspect, just tap on this the arrow, the next arrow, so you'll be able to move to the one you want, and you can click on here. So when you click on it, you'll be able to have this. So after that, you can now go and click on outer. Outer will be able to give you exactly what you want. Remember, our objective is to form letter L. So now for me, I formed my own letter L, and this is cool anyway. So after forming the letter L, I'm good to go. So I will just tap OK. So now I'm having this. If I'm not pleased with that, I can still go back to this marks of a thing. Go to this mask of a thing. So after going there, then there is something I need to do. I need to drag this. So after dragging, I will click on the next one as well. After clicking on that, I'll be able to drag as well. So how am I going to drag this? I have to drag it to this area. So now everything is seem to be plumb. What is the next thing for me to do? I will go to the color, give it color. So I need a Y shape. I will carve out a Y shape, position it at this juncture. Then I will carve the second one, position it at this juncture as well. Okay, but how am I going to do this? It's very simple. Just rotate, just as perfect as this, position it here, and it will give you exactly what you wanted. Remember, our objective is to form letter L. So now we go to this and we cancel. So what am I doing? I've achieved exactly what I want, and when you see it, it's cool the way I want it. So I will rotate it like this, as you can see. Then I will merge it and position it here. So if it is not done, I can still squeeze it a little bit. For me to be able to achieve this perfectly, I will go in there, then change the uh, adding a little shadow. So once I add the little shadow, I will check it perfectly and see that everything is plumb. So once I'm able to do that, when you look at it, there is a kind of a particle as well. I don't know where all this thing is coming from. So the next thing I need to do is to use eraser. So using an eraser, I will cut out some part here which is not necessary. Take it for instance, or if I don't need that, I will use the eraser, just erase all the unfeasible things here to make sure everything is simple. So I will still continue do the same thing for everything. So after that has been done, there's nothing I want to do. I will still recheck. So you can reduce the size, and you position that here. So one thing we want to do is to form letter L. Okay, so we can rotate this and achieve exactly what we want. Okay, perfect. So we can still rotate to make sure it will work out. Okay, perfect. So everything seemed to be cool now, the way it was. And how are we going to do this? After everything is being positioned, I will still go to eraser. Still go to eraser. I need to erase anything that can serve as an hindrance. Okay, let me still check, and it seems everything is cool. What is the next thing I need to do? I need to copy this, hide it, then merge it together with this. Why? Because I want to give a gradient to this, and for the gradient to work, I need to merge the two together. After merging, then whatever I gave to it, it will treat it as an entity, and that one will be able to give me exactly what I wanted. Sorry, not this. I've made mistake. I want to give adding a gradient to this for me to be able to have a better result. And as you can see, it gives me exactly what I wanted and the way I wanted. So I will still go to eraser. Sorry, I will go to eraser for this second one. Go in there, then I will be able to erase this place. So let's check it now. So I achieved exactly what I wanted. So the next thing I'm going to do is to merge. Okay, so before I merge, I want to just make this one to be bigger a little bit. Then I will position this around there. So once I'm able to do that, I will merge the two together. After merging, I will rotate it a little bit, reduce the size and position it around there. After the positioning, I will go back to the relative size and adjust normally. Remember, we are talking about the lally mat. This particular shape serves as L, while the hem serves as mat. Why the something that I use as a kind of handbag, showing what the person is selling. Very good. So we'll now go to lally mat. This is the brand name. I will go to the color, then look at go to the font. What kind of a font can I use to make this to be cool? I prefer to use a Roboto. Roboto will give me exactly what I wanted because it's somehow big and it's somehow cool. So I will position that here. Then what kind of a color we give? I prefer gold. So I will use the gold to work here, then enable it. After that has been done, if it is too cool, there's one thing you can do. You can adjust, or you are going to real apply. So what am I going to do with that? You have to be extraordinarily careful. Center it and make sure that it's exactly the way you want it. If it is not giving you what you want, it is not necessary for you to enable the maintenance ratio. You can just adding more to the scale for it to scale it properly. If it was scaled in a way that you actually not wanted, you can still adjust it, okay, to give you exactly what you wanted. So I prefer it to look like this. Then the next thing I'm going to do for that is to go in back to the text and type accessory. Okay, I will just put accessories and more. Okay, so once I put accessory and more, remember I just want to maintain one particular color, font. I will still use Roboto, but the lighter one. Remember the first one. So remember to adjust and position very well. After that has been done, then the rest is so simple. We are going to centralize. Remember to centralize this as well if it is not centralized. After you're able to achieve that, you look at it and you make sure that everything is placed appropriately. Now after that, then the next thing we are going to do is to go to the text area, type the phone number of this brand. Okay, so once you are able to achieve that, you make sure you bold this a little bit, or you can leave it, but I prefer it to be bold. Then don't forget to space it a little bit in 2 line spacing, then centralize after that has been achieved. So once you achieve that, you can resize and maintain the color the way you want. Then put in the what? Put in the Instagram, the lally underscore mat. Okay, very cool. So now we are going to position that here, then centralize again. So after you're able to do that, we are going to our sticker. We are going to select the social media icon which we are going to use. So go to crop the WhatsApp number first, then you go here and position after the adjustment. Okay, just adjust it properly. After the adjustment, centralize and you arrange and shift this towards the up. After you do that, remain blessed. Then after that has been done, you can shift this one up a little bit. You don't need to reselect, just copy, and you are going to recrop this out. Then after that, reduce the size. You have to be too observant and too mayor when it comes to this. What I mean by that is the size of the WhatsApp icon should be the same with the size of Instagram icon. So once you select that and let it have a breathing space, okay, and let it align properly. So once you achieve that, the rest are so simple. So we are good to go. All our logo are done. So you can reduce the size of this particular logo a little bit to be in line with what? With all the size of the text. So once you are able to do that, then the rest are so simple. You can go in there and save your logo, and it will be cool like that. After you do that, we can close this, go into our Chrome browser, then you go in there, go to our Photopea, enable the Photopea to work and to run. When you get to our Photopea, we need to determine the kind of a mockup we are going to use. I don't prefer using any mockup on the Photopea website, but if you prefer that, you can decide to use it. We are loading this, it could be network, but that's why I'm using two network. So I might decided to use my MTN. So once you do that, you reload it again, and I believe it must move. So as you achieve that, if you don't close the previous work, there might be possibility for it to be hanging until when it display your previous work, and that is, you can see here. So it has a retentive memory even if you close everything and you are still working on other page. So immediately you visit back, you can have your page back and it will work. But let's try something whether it will work. I have all my work which I've done before. Let me just edit it and see whether it will work without stress. So I'll have to go and position the design on this particular mockup which I've used before. Okay, so I don't need to select any other one. So design we just make now, I'm going to position it here. Let's see whether it will work. So if it works, it means this is the best and this is cool. So after that, make sure that you are at the center. You will see a red line danger that will be blinking, and this thing will grid automatically. It will firm. So once you see that, release your hand, then tap on save with smart object. Then be looking at the screen of your phone. In no time, the smart object will be updated. Once it's updated, the next action you are going to do is to tap the 3D icon here. When you tap it, then result, boom, it will come out. So we have the result. So, and you can see how it look. We don't need to edit anything because we already edited everything in the last previous video. So we need to tap on file, go to export and tap on PNG. So after you're able to do that, click on save with smart object and boom, your work will be saved. Let's open and view, have a preview of what we just did. But you can see it. Everything seems to be cool. Thanks for watching. In less than 20 minutes, you can achieve this. God bless you. See you in the next class.